Evening to all. Probably you may gather in the last few months in China, in Shanghai, they were doing these mysterious lockdowns in the name of a virus. Practically, people were locked in these tower blocks where they lived, the entrance, and you could hear people screaming and shouting in the urban distance. And obviously you have this drone flying around saying you must keep quiet, keep silent, and all that rubbish. A real dystopian world. Probably they mentioned something on the mass media, but the mass media didn't mention people rounded up, handcuffed, under the threats of armed guards, waiting in queue to take their tests. There's another thing. People have been rounded up, taken to so-called quarantine camps, which they were more like concentration camps. People handcuffed, military personnel, police, entering with force into their private houses, being violent and ruthless, handcuffing them and dragging people and screaming to these places. Then you got another thing. People go around for their own business. Suddenly they fall down on the ground, not to wake up anymore. They have dropped dead. There are scenes of people. It's very gory. And even another thing, people were obliged, forced to take the medical treatment of the state. Yes, yet again, by force, handcuffed and dragged by soldiers onto trucks and driven to certain centres where they practice these things. We have all witnessed how Western governments during the health crisis in the last 2 years or so have behaved. Even them, they have behaved like tyrants in a certain way, limiting our freedom, taking away our constitutional rights, and humiliating us as well with using these health passes. And obviously there was a witch hunt on those people who then took the famous magic potion. In every country has happened, more or less. Here in Italy, introduction of the Green Pass, there was a lot of persecution of people who didn't have this thing. And those people who had it, who had a certification, it's a bit like Mark of the Beast, 666. It's a way of controlling people in a certain sense. Where they go, what they done, it will get more worse. Because these digital platforms, which these passes were based on, the infrastructure of the mainframes and the networks, they would be used for another type of identity. They call it digital identity. It will have all your information upon it, and practically in some countries they have introduced the system already, like Canada and a few other countries as well. Well, with the excuse of climate and other health what you would call it, crisis. The news, the fearmongers are out there. There'll be another virus, there's another one now coming, and this and that. There'll be the climate, energy lockdowns, any type of crap to justify them to control us, lock us up in our houses, and we must be obedient to them in the name of our safety and health. It goes to show, during this 2 years, there's been a lot of lies told to us, and they're coming out one by one. So, it's more logical to deduct if they try to pull this thing off again. There should be very mistrust in front of these people. They have lied once, they've lied twice, and they'll continue lying to us. That is totalitarian domination for one motive or another.